A shoemaker who had been taught his letters in the Old Testament would labor through the age of reason, or a schoolmaster whose education had taken him little further than worthy religious homilies would attempt Voltaire, Gibbon, Ricardo. Here and there, local radical leaders, weavers, booksellers, tailors would amass shelves of radical periodicals and learn how to use parliamentary blue books. Illiterate laborers would, nevertheless, go each week to a pub where Cobbett's editorial letter was read aloud and discussed. Thus, working men formed a picture of the organization of society out of their own experience and with the help of their hard won and erratic education, which was above all a political picture. They learned to see their own lives as part of a general history of conflict between the loosely defined industrious classes on the one hand and the unreformed House of Commons on the other. From 1830 onwards, a more clearly defined class consciousness in the customary Marxist sense was maturing, in which working people were aware of continuing both old and new battles on their own. It is difficult to generalize as to the diffusion of literacy in the early years of the century. The industrious classes touched, at one pole, the million or more who were illiterate, or whose literacy amounted to little more than the ability to spell out a few words or write their names. At the other pole, there were men of considerable intellectual attainment. Illiteracy, we should remember, by no means excluded men from political discourse. In Mayhew's England, the ballad singers and patterers still had a thriving occupation with their pavement farces and street corner parodies following the popular mood and giving a radical or anti-papal twist to their satirical monologues or chaunts, according to the state of the market. The illiterate worker might tramp miles to hear a radical orator, just as the same man or another might tramp to taste a sermon. In times of political ferment, the illiterate would get their workmates to read aloud from the periodicals.